Why do clubs pay so much for the top footballers? Why do companies pay so high for the best workers? It's consistency. Okay, the top footballers, you can almost always guarantee that they will perform at top level all the time. The top workers will always produce top performance all the time. The rest of us can produce top performance once a while. All right. So every worker, regardless of your level of work, given the right condition and the right environment, you can almost always produce a top performance if the conditions are right. But what happens if the conditions are not so good? Okay. Can you produce this top performance consistently all the time? Consistency is what separates the great workers, the great athletes, the great footballers from the rest. Your ability to put up a certain standard of performance, give out a certain standard of results all the time, regardless of the conditions around you, is what separates the matured and top performance from the rest of workers. Today, I want us to look at consistency, and I'll share a few ideas on how we can develop consistency at any level of our work. My name is Ian, and I teach the discipline of work. So first, why should consistency be a big deal? It is such a big deal because that is what defines your reliability. Okay, we want people who are reliable at work, people that you can almost guarantee that they will perform at a certain level all the time, regardless of what is happening in the environment. They will stay professional, they will produce top level results. You are guaranteed almost that if you assign any task, they will come up with the best solution possible, regardless of what is going on around them. They don't come up with excuses. They are only able to produce results all the time. That is what consistency guarantees. And so consistent workers are very rare and they are highly sought after. Yet it is very important that we all learn to be consistent at some of the things that we do. Now, why is it so challenging for us to produce a certain level of results consistently? Okay, the first challenge is that consistency requires sacrifice. Okay, if you are going to be consistent at something, it means that you have to be able to produce results at a certain level, regardless of the challenges that you'll be facing at the point in time. Okay, so it will require that you will sacrifice other aspects of your life or certain areas of your life in order to keep that area consistent. Number two, consistency requires that sometimes you won't be perfect, but you will still pull yourself to a certain standard. Okay, so the standard that you've set for yourself, you will do all it takes to keep that standard. And that means other areas of your life may suffer, but you are willing to pay the price for that. That is what is required for consistency. The third challenge is that sometimes the results does not depend on only you. So even if you try to be consistent, there's a high possibility that other people around you could still fail you. And so because of that, you are not able to produce the results that was required of you because others along the value chain could not deliver to their optimum best, right? Or could not help you to deliver the result that was required of you. These are some of the challenges. And then I think number four, the consistency that is required of you cannot be guaranteed in all areas of your life. So I don't know anyone who is consistent in almost every area of his life. A footballer may be very consistent at producing results on the pitch, but probably he struggles doing some basic things at home. Okay, a footballer may be consistent on the field, but maybe he struggles in other areas of his life. A worker may be very consistent at producing very nice furniture, but probably he's not so consistent at other areas of his life. So it requires that there's an area of your life that you have built that you are willing to really stay to a certain standard and consistently guarantee results in that area, whilst other areas you are willing to let go because it is quite expensive, very difficult to be able to keep almost every area of your life producing consistent results. So these are some of the challenges. So what should you do to guarantee consistent performance? First of all, count the cost. As I said, it is quite expensive, not only in terms of money, no, in terms of the sacrifice you need to consistently produce some caliber of results is quite difficult and it's quite very high. So you need to count the cost. Are you willing to pay the price to stay consistent in that area of your life? What are its benefits to you, to society? And that should guarantee that level of sacrifice that should come from you. Okay, so that is the first. Number two, take the most crucial task required to produce the results yourself. Okay, you are the only one who can guarantee consistency from your side. You can't appear consistent if the results depend on others. So you have to take the central role, the most crucial role that will guarantee consistency should come from you. So you take that and consistently produce that part of the results. Now, the rest of the results will then come from other people, but those tasks may not be very crucial to you producing the consistent results. Then you find backup for those tasks. Okay, so the most crucial tasks, take them by yourself. The other tasks that are not so crucial, find backups for them, so that all the time you can guarantee results. If the other people involved in the task fail, you can still produce results because your side is guaranteed, and then the other side, you have backups for them. So when they fail, you can easily get some replacement for that aspect. It means you can't guarantee that your results will be perfect all the time, but you can almost guarantee consistent performance because you can guarantee a certain level of performance coming from you all the time. All right. So these are the basic things that you should know about consistency. Being consistent is very valuable, and so it is worth the sacrifice that comes with it. In conclusion, if you are going to be a worker that will have high value to whoever you are working for, you have to maintain certain level of consistency. Consistency requires that you be highly disciplined, you are willing to pay the price, and then you are willing to take on the most crucial tasks and then sacrifice to guarantee those tasks all the time. If you do that, you will be able to produce consistent results all the time. Finally, consistency becomes easier with time. So when you start initially, it is difficult because you have to build a routine. But once you build a routine to some point, then it becomes a habit. And then the results can come naturally from you consistently. But the initial stages, maybe the first 30 times you do something, it will require that you sacrifice a lot and you push yourself up all the time to be able to get some results out there. But it is worth it. You want to be known as someone who can produce consistent results. And if you can guarantee a certain level of results, your value goes up and your employers are willing to put a lot on you, because if they bring someone in, the chances that someone will be able to guarantee the kind of results that you produce all the time will be very low. I hope this was helpful to you. See you next week for another session. God bless you for watching. Bye-bye.